Hello everyone. Let's look at the second type of non-taxable exchange. It's called involuntary conversion. So what does it mean by involuntary conversion? Involuntary conversion is include theft or vandalism. It means, for example, if you have a property and this property is stolen by a theft or vandalism, then it's called involuntary conversion. Or if you have a property and this property is taken by the government, so it's also involuntary conversion. Or if you have a property and you lost it because of the natural disasters such as fire, hurricane, tornado, earthquake, or flood. So in this case, we will call it involuntary conversion. Okay. Now, what happens is that if you have insurance on this property, okay, and you're going to receive the insurance from the insurance company. If the insurance proceeds is more than the basis of the converted property, the taxpayer can defer any gain recognition. Okay, so if the amount of insurance that you receive is more than the basic of the property that you lost, then you can defer any gain recognition. Okay, now if the insurance base process is less than the basic of your property, then you will recognize ordinary loss. Okay, but in order to defer the gain, they have some conditions. Okay, so there's some requirement to defer the gain. First is that you need to reinvest the insurance process in property similar or related in service or used to converted property. For example, if the property is a building, okay, let's say a building, and if you lost this building through the earthquake, okay, insurance company will give you an insurance process. After you receive the insurance process, you will invest in buying a similar property. It means a similar building. Okay, so we call that reinvest process in property similar. Okay, and the second condition is the replacement property must be purchased within 2 taxable years following the year of conversion. So if the earthquake happens in 2016, so it means that 2016 is the year of conversion. Okay, so you need to use the money from the insurance company to buy another building within 2 taxable years, which means in 2017 or 2018. Okay, within 2 taxable years following the year of conversion. The year of conversion, let's say 2016. So it means we have to purchase another building in 2017 or 2018 within 2 taxable years. And the third requirement is we will recognize gain only to the amount of proceeds that we did not invest. So if we receive $1 million, but we invest in the new building only $900, $900,000. Okay, so it means the difference, the amount that we didn't invest, we will recognize gain up to that amount. Okay, or we say that uninvested amount is treated as wood. All right. Now let's look at the example here. If company A own equipment that have basic of 80,000, which was destroyed by an earthquake, the company receive 100,000 insurance process. So you see that the building have adjusted basic of 80,000, but the company received 100,000 of insurance process. It means is realize 20,000 gain. Okay, it's realized gain of 20,000. Okay, now there are four situations here. Let's look at each one. Okay, now if we assume that the company received 100,000 insurance proceeds and the company pay 135,000 uh, in the replacement of the property that we replace, okay, then what happened? The gain that we realize 20,000 here, we can defer all of this gain, 20,000. And basic of replacement property, it will be equal to the fair market value of the property minus any gain defer, which is 20,000, and that will give you 115,000. Okay, now if the cost of the replacement property is 100,000, so in this case we can defer all 20,000, and basic of the replacement property will be equal to fair market value of property replacement, which is 100,000, minus deferred gain 20,000, that will give you 80,000. Okay. Now, if the cost of replacement property is 92,000, so you receive 100,000 from insurance company, but you invest only 92,000. It means there's 8,000 that you didn't invest. So you remember, it say here that gain is recognized to the extent of the proceeds that not invested. So here we have to recognize gain 8,000 up to the amount that we didn't invest. So our realized gain is 20,000. We recognize 8,000. It means we defer 12,000. And so basic property replacement property will be 92,000 minus 12,000. That will give you 80,000. Okay. Now the last one, the last situation is if the insurance process is 100,000 and the cost of replacement property is 77,000. Okay. So what happened is the 23,000 that we did not invest. So we will recognize the whole 20,000 here. Now notice here that it will going to be limited to 20,000 because gain recognized should not be more than gain realized. So there's no deferred gain here. And basic of replacement property will be equal to 77,000. Okay. All right, let's look at another example. Look at another example. Okay, so let's look at Amy Factory. All right, Amy Factory. So Amy Factory has 500,000 adjusted basic, and the factory was destroyed by a tornado. And Amy received 650,000 from the insurance company. Okay, so if you can see here, adjusted basic is 500,000 and we receive 650,000 from the insurance company. It means we have a realized gain of 150,000. Okay, now if Amy pay 700,000 to build a replacement factory, okay, so it receives 650,000, but it spent everything plus 50,000 more even to build a new factory, then Amy can elect to defer, recognize again everything, 150,000. And her basic on the new property will be, we're going to take 700,000 minus deferred gain, 150,000. That will give us 550,000. Okay, now what happened is if Amy pay only 600,000 to build a replacement factory. Okay. Now remember, she received 650,000 from the insurance company, but she didn't spend everything to build a new factory. She spent only 600,000. So the uninvested amount will be 50,000, and so she must recognize 50,000 gain. Okay, and the 100,000 left, she can defer the gain. So her basic on the new assets will be 600,000 minus 100,000 deferred gain, and that will be 500,000. Now the next situation is if Amy pay 460,000 to build the replacement factories. She spent only 460,000. Remember, she received 650,000, right? Then she must recognize everything 150,000 as a gain and pay tax on that. And so her new basic on the new factory will be 460,000. 460,000. Okay? All right. Thank you, everyone.